there with you.
The fruit basket.
All right, sit back,
Okay.
relax, take off your socks, and welcome back.
Remove your nipples.
And
No nipples.
I found it.
Oh my god, I missed that drop.
Yeah.
No nipples.
No
Oh my
nipples.
god, that's like a throwback to the classic days. Those were the original days. It was like
original days.
episode 3.
We're trying to figure out what we wanted to be, and then we just became the Black Pill podcast.
No nipples. That was a good time when we watched that video of that dude who got all of his identifying organs removed.
The genderless alien.
The genderless alien. He's so cool.
Just wanted a little piss slit.
It
and that's
just
all.
a mound with a tiny, tight little piss slit. Hi, everybody. Greg, Perry, Dab, Tom. How are you guys?
Tom says Jordan's joined the 1%. It's true.
That is the news we have to share today.
I got my Trumpbucks.
Check out Jordan's fancy check.
Yeah, so that's it with all the obviously the important information removed, but
Right. Are you gonna say who took out the important information, or are you gonna piggyback off the work of a migrant again?
well, I outsource all my my Photoshop labor to my my Latino boyfriend
It's true.
and his people.
It's true. And look how fucking good of a job I did. You can't even tell where the numbers are supposed to go.
Yeah,
Except for maybe one or two.
I didn't get the
spots.
letter though. Apparently, there's gonna be like a letter about.
You'll
it.
get one. Yeah.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah, I think I got mine a week later after I received my direct deposit payment. So
Everybody, I hope you enjoy the cash, faggots. Enjoy it.
I love you, gay people.
I just love my faggot listeners, faggot fans. Love them.
Stop. I wish Trump would listen to us gays. That'd be fucking rad.
Greg says, "Holy heck, no direct deposit and actual check." Yes, because they gave me 2 days to put in my direct deposit information, and then they wanted my exact income, but they didn't say it was gross adjusted income, so they didn't accept it, locked me out of the portal. Then it was my birthday, and then when I tried on the 26th, it just said I mailed it.
And it was my birthday.
Birthday. I wanted my Trumpbucks on my birthday.
Jacob, I also got some money from my school as well, but it hasn't actually been deposited yet. They put the refund or the cash in motion, but it hasn't made it to me yet. So Jacob, you got 500. I only got 250 because my EFC score was too high, even though my parents don't actually contribute any money directly to my tuition or like cost of living.
So how was that determined? I don't get it.
My EFC was too high. I even called financial aid today to like talk about my summer tuition that I owed, and they said my EFC score. They knew my EFC score.
What does EFC stand for?
Estimated family contribution.
Okay.
So I think it's I don't know if it's a score or an actual number of like what they'll donate monetarily or what your parents will contribute monetarily. I mean, mine contributed 0 to my tuition and 0 to like my rent where I'm living now and stuff like that. So they aren't actually paying anything, but because my FAFSA said that they had the means to, I was put in the highest EFC score, which gave me the lowest bracket of money. So I got $250, which is fine. I'll take what I can get. I'm a little bummed about it, but you know, it'll be okay in the end.
Yeah.
And you know, so there's another like emergency grant that I could have applied for through the basic needs program at my school. They give you like $500 like once to every student if you apply for it. And they closed that down last week. So
Yeah.
now instead of like when I checked online today to see if I could apply for it, and they were like, oh yeah, because we're doing the CARES student grant or whatever to give you guys money, we've shut this grant down. And I'm like, okay, I get that, but I would have made more money from a grant that was for basic needs as opposed to the CARES Act. So whatever, it's fine. $250, I'll live with it. I'm a little annoyed with my school.
Yeah.
A little.
Well, and then your sewing class is now going to be online, which is super fucking
That's
gay.
true. I fucking sorry, I don't mean to curse so bad. I emailed my professor today, and the one class I'm taking over the summer that I owe money for is going to be taught entirely online, and it's an entirely hands-on class. So it's really cool.
Nanoni asked, what AR am I going to buy? It's going to be a fully automatic one with depleted uranium shells.
I mean, that's assumed because AR stands for automatic rifle.
Right, exactly. Yes. Automatic assault rifle. Is what it stands for.
Automatic assault rifle.
So, kind of getting back to the Classico Podcastillo. These are things we used to do on the podcast, and this is a video that someone posted that is the most irritating. I thought the indie girl voice was annoying, but this is the most annoying singing I've ever heard. So here we go.
Some are walking, some are talking, some are stalking like you. You got social security, but that don't pay your bills. There are addictions to feed and there are mouths to feed. So you're bargaining with
What the
them,
fuck?
say you're okay to
And Jewel doesn't do this normally, but the,
take their money and all say it's been sweet, sweetheart, but it was just one of those things, those strings, those things, those flings, those strings, the flings, the strings, the flings, the things.
so my question for you guys, we'll
What the
get into how annoying that is. But who is?
Oh, Greg
so,
knows what this
So
is.
this is Jewel, right? I know that, but who is this?
Yeah, who's that bitch?
Does anyone know who this is? Because I know Jewel because of her dead tooth. Like I always know it's her.
What's happening? Jessica Simpson, that's who that
Oh,
is.
thank you. See, I thought, dude, it's kind of like my brown hair girl thing. It's like blonde girls too. It's the same deal. Like again, I know Jewel because she's a good songwriter, but also her dead tooth. I always know it's her. But Jessica Simpson, I thought it was Britney. I thought it was Britney Spears' sister. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Wait, yeah, when is this from?
No, this is not new. This is not recent.
Okay, I thought it wouldn't.
I'm sure Jessica
wouldn't
Simpson
be,
still
but-
looks good. Let's let this keep going.
And who will say?
Who will say he gave your soul? It's like
Why does she do it like that?
Your soul.
The point of this is the indie girl voice before there was the indie girl voice. But it's just like it's like the Christina Aguilera thing. Oh, yeah. It's like this like really horrible kind of thing. And this is a really pretty song. Don't get me wrong. But
Who will say, hey,
ugh.
I also love. I'll wait for this note to end.
It's never gonna end.
No fucking. Stop it! Make it stop.
What's that?
I love when crowds go wild over two people singing the same exact note.
I know they're not even harmonizing.
That is so fucking funny to me. It's
Look.
like there's nothing impressive about both of them singing a fucking D.
And they're not. I mean, like I said, Jewel's a good songwriter. Jessica Simpson's not untalented. I'm not. It's not. But it's just like it's such a moment in time. Like this is such a like this is so 2006. Like it's just so.
Greg says, "Look at the giant flower on Jessica's top. This is definitely early 2000s." Yeah, no harmony, just 9 straight seconds of one note.
Won't say.
Wow.
Yeah,
we
so-
could have done a better job.
I don't know why I got such a kick out of that. I think
That's
it's because like
fucking
we're so
hilarious.
tired of like indie girl voice. I gotta find that video of Halsey
Oh God, which one?
in the mall.
Oh, it's in the comments or in the replies. to
Oh,
this.
that's right.
Yeah, it's not far down.
Oh my
There
God.
she is.
So
There's
thi-
our gal.
And so wait, shit. Oh shit. So this is what replaced that type of singing is this monstrosity, which I don't know what's worse, to be honest.
Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep, cannot dream tonight. I need somebody in always. The sick, strange darkness comes creeping and so haunting every time. Like as I stare out
Singing Blink 182, it's so weird.
webs from all the spiders. Catching
Spiders.
things in their insides.
Dude, she sucks. I really hate her so much. She's gone though, right? She's like irrelevant now.
no,
God
she's still
damn it.
around. She's still relevant because half of the world hates her and half the world loves her.
Does anyone really love her? Like,
Regardless,
if
it's
she
an
did
album
anything
sale.
cancelable, they would just. I think she has an audience likes
I
her.
think. Did she say the N-word one?
She did. She sure did. But she
is
claims to be biracial, which I don't buy for a
Yes,
fucking
she is.
second.
I buy it. I believe all women.
I'm biracial, bisexual, and bipolar.
She exactly. She is the triple
She's all
threat.
the bis.
She's a triple threat. In the places where she cannot be talented, like singing, dancing, and acting, she makes up for it by being a triple threat in the immutable characteristics about her.
And then she got like an abortion, which she made a big deal about.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Halsey is. I didn't even finish what I was saying. I didn't even call her anything.
What are you
and
gonna
you
say?
just played the horn. No, I don't have to say anything now because you already played the sound effect. You already played the effect that would have come after what I was going to say.
What were you gonna
I don't
say?
even remember anymore.
You got too
The
excited.
whole point of saying something is to get a sound drop of the air horn.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it happens, my mind just goes blank and I start over.
And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved
Oh my
God.
yeah. So I don't even know really what to. I mean,
I don't. So Jessica Simpson and Jewel. So this is mid 2000s. The thing is, like, I feel like they were trying to go for some like country kind of thing. Okay, that one wasn't even good.
but
I
they
wasn't
needed
even
more
trying
air
to-
horn. Is kind of my point. I think that
Really,
that version.
I think Jessica Simpson's head is full of air.
What is her genre? Jessica Simpson, which is pop, right?
I guess.
Yeah, because Jewel. Would
I
be
never
in the
really
folk,
listened to her.
folk category.
Yeah.
Because you know that song, obviously, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. She did make that complaint. That's for real.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, so
Neon Oni says she left showbiz and went on a quest to find shampoo for her African American hair. That was her big gripe. No shampoo for her at 5-star
That was like a
hotels.
viral Twitter moment she made. And
No way.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, let's be real here.
That is
let's
so
look up pictures of
embarrassing.
Halsey. This one's gonna go off the rails. We're drinking whiskey. Not Halsey. I need Halsey. Images.
Oh God.
There is just no. I mean, maybe Puerto Rican at best. It's like. I mean, like what? No.
I'm so confused.
What's going on here? Oh, who cares? She looks different all the time.
Yeah, she really does. And I think it's because she has a personality disorder.
Well, yeah, obviously. I think it's probably safe to say that any girl that does the indie girl voice has a personality disorder. And they've just adopted.
Right.
Who started the indie girl
In the same
voice?
way that she can't land on a note, she can't land on a personality.
Ah, that's a deep dig. That's actually a good point. Greg says Jessica Simpson was more of a lifestyle star than music, I think. Like a rich bimbo with a pretty husband in her time was considered fashionable. She was married to Nick Lachey, who I brought up because I confused him with Nick Carter because I was talking about NSYNC. And if you guys can help me, because we were talking about how every boy band had the ugly member in the 90s. So it was Chris Kirkpatrick was the ugly one, I think, in NSYNC. But who was the ugly one in Backstreet Boys? I know they had one. I just don't remember his name.
It must be hard going through life being the ex ugliest member of a former boy band.
Mm-hmm. Halsey called the police on us. I've made that joke like probably 7 or 8 times because we have so many sirens that go by.
I know, me too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Tom says to me it sounded like they were doing a 30s, 40s jazz lounge singing. Which is just not. It's because that always turns into scatting, which is like one of the worst things that ever happened.
Right.
Other than
talentless.
Scatman John, he's like the one person who can do that because he had the song that was just about scatting.
The most talentless and least,
We should probably talk about coronavirus, huh?
Yeah, that is kind of the episode.
What do you think, Sean? What do you think about coronavirus?
I'm just gonna say it. It's pretty bad, and I think we should stay inside.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, but
Was it a biological weapon? That is the question.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. I
Even if it was, now what?
well, I mean, reprisals against China.
Yes.
I feel like I feel
That
like,
was the answer I was looking for.
I feel like we have so accurately predicted so many things. And again, it was not any kind of like, we're not smarter than the average person. It was just knowing how things have played out in the past, and they just unfortunately
Throwing a bone into the fire and looking at the cracks that it makes.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, because you read tea leaves, like you said in the last episode,
Mhm.
and you can see a bone explode in a fire.
Yeah, you can.
I think, right?
Yeah, I think it does. I don't know.
No, I don't think bones explode, but I actually saw it in an episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
AJ McLean, that is the okay. Well, let me show you. We're gonna do. Hang on a second. Let's do Chris Kirkpatrick. I would bring this up now, but I probably looked for a lot of porn. See, okay,
But
so
wait, you don't use a private browser?
I probably should.
I do always, except when I'm on my laptop. On my phone, it's always a private browser.
So I mean, this is him in the night.
Oh no. I think he was just biracial.
I think he thought he was. Can you describe what he looks like to people who are just listening?
Oh my god.
He looks like he would have been in the Matrix. Or no. Did you ever see any of the Blade movies?
Yes.
Do you remember the blood orgy scene where the blood comes out of the sprinklers? He would have been in that rave. That's what that looks like to me. This is such a moment in time. This is so fucking 90s.
He's got his stark black braids pulled back in a split ponytail on the top of his head. He's wearing thick-rimmed black glasses, 2 earrings in each ear.
And now he just looks like an Armenian car salesman.
It's true. Really, it's true.
Okay, so let's look up AJ
Sell you an
McLean.
Audi?
Yeah. I mean, that's who sold me mine. Okay, let's see. AJ
McLean.
I hope this is entertaining for you guys.
Yeah, I know. It's entertaining for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we gotta
Would
find.
he have been the ugly one in the 90s?
Yeah, he was. So let me find.
He got handsome for like a second.
Yeah, I think. I mean, he had like a drug problem. He was like the one with the drug problem.
Oh.
I mean, come on. Okay, hang on.
Well, it's not awful. It's not as bad as our good
He looks
friend.
like one of Jennifer Lopez's backup dancers. Like in that time period, like in the 90s. Yeah, so that's that.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
AOC has Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I saw that. It's one of the more interesting things she's done.
And of course everyone's so triggered that she's using her off hours to play a video game.
Give me a break. That's like one of those things that make me crazy of like whenever people are like, whenever a president plays golf, they're like, well, you shouldn't play golf. You should be working. And it's like, are they not allowed to do any, they're not allowed any leisure time?
Like, I'm sure AOC has weekends. Like, right? She probably works Monday through Friday or 5 days a week. Like,
she's got to let those big naturals rest a little bit.
Exactly. They're always so
But
hung up
oddly,
in
they
a
have
bra.
No nipples.
So I don't know. They're like,
Right, all of our politicians are reptiles.
they're just tattooed on.
But so she's been visiting islands and leaving little notes on the bulletin boards on your island. And I really want her to come to mine.
Oh, what do they say? Did they just the N word is what they say? Nintendo.
Wait, yes, she writes Nintendo.
Big N Nintendo.
On the one that went viral, she wrote on a bulletin board in game, like, excuse me. She wrote on a bulletin board, thank you for the island tour. And she visited like an Argentinian or no, not Argentina. She visited some foreign island, like a person from an English speaking but foreign island. And she left on the bulletin board like, so jealous of your island and your healthcare system. America has a lot to learn from you guys.
Okay, let's not. Can she just not? Can she just play Animal Crossing? Can we leave politics out of like that's the great thing about Animal Crossing is that it's not political.
I need to put a sign up right outside my airport that says no politics or you're getting kicked or you're banned.
I'm gonna find you and kill you.
I'll take an axe to your tiny Animal Crossing body.
Can you read Jacob's numbers?
Yes, global cases 4,200,000. 2.4-ish active cases, 2.4 million active cases, 1.4 recovered, 1.4 million. I don't know why I keep forgetting to say million. About 50,000 serious and about 300,000 dead, and that's globally. So in the U.S., it's 1.3 million total cases, 1 million active cases, 200,000 recovered, and about 80,000 dead.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I feel like there was more to talk about.
I don't really know there's left like what's left to say.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention so that guy the black guy who got shot in Georgia.
That's right.
I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not going to comment.
I think all I'm going to say is I think there's more to the story. That's it. I think there's more to the story, and so I'm going to just wait, as we should have with the Covington case, as we should have with Jussie Smollett. I'm not saying this is like that, but kind of like how Michael Brown was not the sexy story they wanted exactly. I just have a weird feeling about this one, and I'll leave it right there.
And we're going to quash that right there. The New York Times, I'm scrolling through my Twitter moments.
Mm-hmm.
Unemployment is at 15%.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Isn't that fucking cool?
Well, it's at like, we're
probably way more than that.
We're approaching depression number. Well, and it's like the thing we know, which is just that so many people's jobs aren't returning when we open back up, whatever the fuck that means.
My dad, who works in medical,
that shocked the fuck out
jobs.
of me. Yeah. And your dad has cancer, which is like I hope that's okay that I say that. Yeah. Which is so fucked up. Like, but I'm glad he was able to get disability, so he gets more of his paycheck than he did before.
I think you can get like 75% of your paycheck, which is great. Good for them.
What about the black guy that shot in Indianapolis? Is that the one where it was a police shooting? It's so tough because, like, dude, I just
don't. There's so many that you can't discern which is which. It's literally impossible. We've reached a point in history where enough black men die by police violence and get publicized in the media.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. No, it's because like whenever a black man is killed in any kind of way, it is what the media just runs with, and it's like
I just said that.
Oh, I thought you were just saying that this is the phenomenon the media wants it to be. Which is what's so irritating about it is it creates this narrative in which it is like open season for white folks are killing black folks in astronomical numbers, and it's like not really. It's not what's happening, and for and then every case where it's the races are flip flopped around, the media never covers that shit ever. So. And again, it's like, do you guys want a race war? Because this is how you get a race war.
I have some news.
Oh, do you?
Guess who's rearing his ugly head again? Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh, I saw that he released a song, right?
Called Gooba.
Speaking, it's a lot of throwback because we had an episode where we talked about how stupid he is.
No, that was Lil. Oh no, it was Tekashi 6ix9ine.
We did Lil Pump too.
Lil Pump is a fucking idiot as well, but yeah, Tekashi is out of jail, right? Wasn't he in jail? Yeah, he was released early from prison last month due to COVID-19.
Right.
Let's wrap it all back into coronavirus.
Big question: how has no one killed him yet?
I know, wasn't he a snitch?
Big time snitch.
Yeah, he should be dying, but I feel like he's in like the witness protection program or something.
How
they changed the order of the colors in his rainbow hair.
When you have face tattoos, witness protection program is out of the fucking question. And so I don't know. Great. I mean, good for him, I guess. His music is just, I don't get it.
It's not for me either. Yeah. It's just like, but Meek Mill went on Instagram being like, this dude's a fucking snitch.
Yeah,
I'm going to kill him.
He was. Well, yeah, because.
Rat face.
It's like all these.
That's what Meek Mill called him.
Rat face.
A rat.
Oh well, yeah, he is. Yeah, that's like the cardinal. Like, if you're gonna gangbang, you gotta either if you're gonna join some kind of mafia or gangbang, you have to, or not the sexy kind of gangbang.
Oh,
yeah.
God damn it! Sorry.
Not the kind that's fun. Well, I don't know. It depends. How do you define fun? I guess murdering innocents might be fun for some. Dude, there was a story I remember from years back. It was this like mother who the police report was that a dog had chewed off the baby's penis, but then we found out later that it was actually like gang members who like cut the baby's dick off. And I was like,
God.
After that story, I'm like, just execute them all. You know what I mean? It's just
Holy fuck.
It's I don't even know what my point
In
of that
psychology class, this is still on the same vein, and it's still dark. In psychology class, we learned about the man who I think like he was born, and then they had to like use like a searing device to cut off the umbilical cord or something like that, and it like, not the umbilical cord but something, and it malfunctioned, and the device like exploded and burned off his penis. Isn't that crazy?
Well, it's like
That was in our psychology textbook,
Well, I forgot
which is a GE. It's a required class, and I was like, fuck, this is heavy.
There's another one we learned about. I don't think he had killed himself yet, but it was that person who they had a botched circumcision and it fucked his dick up. And so he became trans, I guess, and then killed himself or herself or whatever, which is kind of like it's kind of like a interest of psychology of
That so this boy survived and lived a very long enough life to be on Oprah. And we
God,
watched.
Why would you
like
want to like go on Oprah to talk
I know,
about your
right?
dick being mangled?
Oh, I know.
Read Greg's comment. It's funny.
Maybe the government is supplying him with a wonderful full coverage foundation.
I mean, that would be pretty hospitable, right? Jacob says 11 Secret Service agents test positive for COVID-19 report, and 2 staffers.
Wow.
Dab says, okay, can we throw it back to when side bangs were a thing?
Oh my god.
What would that be? Oh, that's the
Side
swoop?
bangs are the like
like the emo swoop. I could probably do it
yeah,
right
like
now.
girls with emo hair would have this. I miss those days because I grew out my hair long enough to be able to do it.
Dude.
Even though like when I was a kid, it was too curly and unmanageable to ever actually do that.
My favorite band is My Chemical Romance.
Oh my god, have you heard Asking Alexandria?
They're fucking posers.
But back then my hair was too dry and like crunchy and curly to be able to do anything with it.
I remember that I forgot who the artist was, but there's a song where they sing, cut my wrists and black my eyes so I can sleep tonight. It was just like that era of
Jesus
time. You know what's so funny?
Christ.
Because like I dressed like that because like that was sort of my peak high school years was when that shit was like hot.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get my dick sucked, and so it's like the kind of thing of like you obviously would dress like that because that's what like people to get attention, especially if you weren't like a jock, you had to kind of figure out how to fit in. But I never got the music. The music like, just as a musician, it just made
Wasn't for me.
It never made sense to me, and so I was like dressing kind of emo, but was into Nirvana, which was like a paradox kind of. But
Yeah.
I think I kind of melded it though. I was like grunge and emo simultaneously.
Welcome to the Flock of Seagulls podcast.
Yeah, no kidding. Huh?
Flock of Seagulls is like I'm trying to do it as best I can, but
And I run so far away. Gotta get away.
This is kind of Flock of Seagulls.
That's them, right?
I don't know. Is it?
I think so. Sean, do your K-pop haircut.
Oh my god. This is just what the show has come to.
Yeah, this one is gonna be silly. The last one was so dark. I figure.
It's so hard to do because I have these just like massive curls that you can't really get rid of.
Those corals. That's it. Yeah.
Not so emo, but it's more like straight across.
Yep. There it is. Now you're Jun Woo.
I'm Wonho.
Jordan was in the trench coat mafia. You know, it's so funny. When that happened, I actually lived in Littleton, Colorado, which is Columbine. When that happened, and actually the school Columbine was in my district. I was in that district of schools in high school. And it's so funny too. Well, not funny, but interesting. When I lived in Colorado in Littleton, I was in like a Bible study thing because we were really Christian at the time, and one of the girls that taught the Bible study group that I was in was in a wheelchair because she had been shot during Columbine.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm uncomfy.
When you put your hair like that, you look like an emo kid who gets high off black eye. Can you get high off black eyeliner? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's funny. Back then, my thing was I listened to artists like Owl City.
God, that dude is so Christian.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Adam Young?
Yeah, I wonder why his music was so gay. And then I'm like, oh, because you're a Christian. But it's weird because like Owl City had a moment, and then so did Death Cab for Cutie. It's kind of like a similar kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Death Cab is pretty objectively good in my opinion. But Owl City had that one song, and then that was like
Which song?
Was it
Fireflies?
Yeah.
Because I listened to them for years before Fireflies came out.
Well, what a flex that is.
Yeah, I was listening to them like from my baby years. When I turned 3, I put on some headphones and I started listening to Owl City.
Your baby ears. Your twink ears.
I put some headphones in my baby twink ears. No, I was listening to them from like 5th grade on. Because that was the era that I got into Gaia Online. Oh my fucking god.
You should tell them about that. That is the cutest, most fucking gay boy thing ever.
If I've never talked about Gaia
You
Online
haven't.
on this podcast, I apologize, but now is the time. Gaia Online was my whole life at one point. Starting like halfway through 5th grade or so, I would say, is when I got into it. I had a friend who introduced me to it. Because we were both on the TV production team, so we would do the morning news together. And so he showed me it in the computer lab one day, I believe, and I was hooked from that point on. So basically what it is like it's like social media. There's like a chatting forum. You can do like general discussions. You can post whatever the fuck you want.
Was MySpace a thing with
it
you
was
at all?
during the MySpace era, and yes, I had a MySpace.
Okay.
This was way better than MySpace, though. It was fucking
Sounds like it.
rad.
Sorry,
dude.
go ahead.
So you would basically the gimmick of Gaia Online is like, yes, there's a forum, and yes, there's like mini games you can play, but the biggest part of it was collecting items and dressing up your avatar. It was like MyCoke. Do you remember mycoke.com or whatever, or like
No.
Habbo Hotel or something like, I think Habbo Hotel
I was
is
addicted to
another
MySpace.
variation of it. But so Gaia Online, you have like this little anime looking avatar, and you dress it up with items that fit your body, that fit all the bodies. It's like you have the base body, and then you can change your hair, your eyes, your mouth, and your clothes, and you can collect like monthly collectibles. They're super rare items, and you put them on, and you go into like a virtual town, and you walk around, and you talk to people. It's all 2D. It's not that 3D like IMVU garbage shit. It was like it was done well, proper shit. And if you had the coolest item, you were the coolest person. And so I would like try to get girlfriends on there. And like there was this girl named Becca who I called Bexy. You know, I think that was her username. It was like BXXY or something like that.
Everyone had like a lot of X's around their names.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And all of my friends, so my friend who introduced me to the game had a crush on her. I had a crush on her, and I didn't even know what she looked like until one day she posted a face pic on her profile.
Was it what you expected?
It's exactly what I expected. She looked like Teresa Caputo, but like young and seen. So she had like the feathered hair and like the big
I want to look at
poof.
pictures of scene girls. Hang on 1 second.
I mean, what you find will be Becca.
Oh my.
Through and through,
Dude,
except with blonde hair.
Dude, this was such a moment in time.
And now that I think about it, it's like it could have just easily not been her, because so many girls like this existed at that time. She could have just been stealing pictures of another girl. And I did not know how to reverse Google image search. So I didn't know if she was anywhere else.
What's so funny about this era of time is it's like it's so there's so much. The lip ring too. Fuck.
She had a lip ring.
Of course. And what sucks too about people that had them and then now it's kind of out of fashion is you have like that very obvious scar there now.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, this look was like, it was so much effort to pretend you were putting in none, which is like such a weird thing. Oh my god, a black scene girl? No fucking
You
way.
very rarely see
it's like
black people who are seen.
Because it's kind of like the black guy, the weird like anomaly black guy who was into anime, the anime black guy who there was a handful of them, but it was unusual. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
And Jacob, no, it's not like Tinder. I want to dispel any of the rumors that this was a dating site. This was just a place to go hang out.
But didn't you make your avatar kind of slutty a little bit?
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when after I had realized I was gay, then I would make my avatar really slutty.
Were you doing this
fun.
before, like, you were online sexually?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
It's 5th grade ish, and then into 6th grade I started to, of course,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
feel
that's when
a
you
little
figure that shit
gay.
out, yeah.
But 5th grade, I was like, I have to have the coolest items, the most expensive items, so I can impress girls. And then I would lie about my age. I would say I was 13 instead of 11, because it was much cooler to be 13 than, of course, 11 years old on Gaia Online. And also being 13 meant that 16-year-old Becca would like me. So, so I definitely lied about my age several times on there. But like you would collect like Gaia gold, which was like the currency.
Time out. You know what's so interesting to me is
What?
that you lied about your age for your online experience. I lied about my age so older people would give me drugs and not feel guilty.
Two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, it's
Jordan.
exactly the same.
So, but basically, like, I spent hours and hours and hours on this. Like, every weekend I would spend the night at my friend's house, and we would stay up all night playing this dumb game, making Gaia gold and like selling stuff and buying stuff on the marketplace. And get this, there's a really fucking awesome video essay on it. Gaia Online was put into an MIT textbook because it is the perfect microcosm of an economy that completely tanked. The inflation rate was unimaginable.
How did that happen? You explained this to me once before.
So basically what happened to Gaia Online is like it was a user-funded marketplace. It was basically like laissez-faire capitalism, you know? And so you would put stuff on the marketplace, you would sell it for 10,000 gold. And if somebody bought it, the average price of that item would shift closer to 10,000. Eventually, though, people stopped playing a little bit. So fewer and fewer items were going on the marketplace. So items became more rare. The amount of money somebody would spend on an item because it was more rare obviously went up because there was just fewer, a basic supply and demand. But to sort of mitigate this problem, the developers of Gaia Online, they went through many CEOs during this time. They started to introduce like cash boxes, which is basically you would pay real money to get an item that gave you like tens of millions of gold. And it would give you a random amount of gold, but it was always something in like the millions. So before that, though, Gaia Cash, which is like the real life currency of Gaia Online, you would spend real money to get Gaia Cash. That had already been introduced, and so you would buy monthly collectibles with it, but they would sell for a comparable amount of gold on the marketplace. So the only way to get these special items was to have enough gold to pay for them on the marketplace or buy them with real money, which worked for a little while. But eventually, after they started introducing more of these Gaia gold boxes where you would just spin a wheel and it would give you a random amount of gold, the value of the gold went so far down. It like fucking tanked. I think you might be. I keep going in and out in my own ears.
You fine now?
No.
No?
Okay, we're good.
All right.
But so the amount of the value of a gold coin, a Gaia gold, became like 0. And so like within a few weeks, the economy of Gaia Online fucking tanked, and everybody who had millions of gold, which you were sort of encouraged to keep like a lot of gold in your bank account in the game. Everybody who had millions or even billions of gold suddenly became like $0 you know? They had no money because it didn't mean anything. Their gold was worthless. And so there's a chart that's in this textbook that just shows like the inflation and then the economy. It's just all kinds of bad, but it was so bad that MIT thought to study it. And that's why I recommend going to check out that really awesome video essay if you guys ever played Gaia Online. It was really
I'd never heard of this until
really
you
an insane like microcosm of an economy, of a user-run economy until the CEO stepped in to try and mitigate a problem that could not be stopped, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So inflation was going to go up or whatever, but the value of items obviously will go up naturally if there are fewer of them. So they tried to stop that and they were unsuccessful. And you shouldn't try to stop that. But in the microcosm that was Gaia Online, I'm not saying that's comparable to real life, but it was enough to study it at MIT. which is fucking crazy.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gaya, right?
Nope.
Okay.
That's Gaia.
I thought that's what it was.
Gaia.
Oh,
Gaia as in like the earth.
I shouldn't have attempted that.
Gaia.
I was blinded by my hubris.
It's GaiaOnline.com, and it's still around, and every once in a while I still log in to check on my stuff and just see what's going on. At the most, so when I was playing back then, there were 100 to 200,000 people online.
I really want to pull up your avatar.
You could. 100 to 200,000 people online at all times, and now there's like a maximum of like 5,000 people online at any time.
Oops.
Welcome to Gaia. Oh my god. I don't know if I remember my password. I don't know if it's my Parmesan account. Yeah, I know, right? Cool. Is it gonna work? Nope. Okay. Do you mind going back to that? I think it's my Cumshot account. Coup de foudre. It might be this one, but I may have switched back. Oh shoot! I'm literally putting in the wrong password. I know what it is. This is so embarrassing, but it's so fun.
I'll tell an embarrassing story after this.
Uh-oh. Fuck. What is it? I thought it was 2 words, Parmesan.
That's very cute. Your Parmesan.
Actually, let me try coup de foot one more time.
What does that mean?
It means cum shot in French. Please fucking let me log in. I need to.
All right, I'll try one more time, and then we'll give up.
No, I really need to. Maybe it got deleted. Fuck me, dude.
One more time.
I don't know what my... I don't...
You logged into it like not probably a year ago.
Is it one word? Fuck.
We can't get in.
God damn it. I don't remember what it is.
That's all right.
That is such a bummer. Maybe I can find it in like my email. But my email that I have associated with it is like a fucking decades old email account. Decades. I didn't make an email account when I was 2.
Is it a Hotmail account?
No, it's a Yahoo.
Oh, a Yahoo account. It's same deal.
I know, it's fucking awful. I'm bummed that I couldn't log in. I looked so cute last I checked.
Yeah, you were wearing like a pink, and you were just wearing underwear, which
pink with underwear and a belt around that underwear. Yeah, the outfits made no sense whatsoever.
So read this comment from Jacob because I have a funny story about that. Those
girls were in my high school. They were all lesbians.
Wow. This is about scene girls. So it's so funny. So like when I turned, when I was growing up, I like around, I don't know, like 8 years old, I kind of officially became a fat kid. I wasn't like proper fat, but I was definitely like doughy as shit. And then so middle school rolls around and you become sexually online, and like I kind of knew something was off and I was gay or whatever, but still felt like the right thing to do, especially my family was super fucking religious. The right thing to do was to at least try to court a girl. So there's this girl at my school, and it's really difficult to find her. I've actually tried because her name is not it's not easily accessible. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if you find her. Her name was Kendall Allman, and like so I was just desperately trying to be straight in some kind of way. So I wrote her this note in middle school that was just like, hey, I think you're really attractive, which is true, I did, and I would love to take you out to a movie or something like middle school shit. And I said, here's my phone number, no pressure, that kind of shit. And obviously she never, never did it. And it was so then high school rolls around, and that's like kind of the time where you're like, I need to get my shit together because I want to have sex. You know? So I lost a bunch of weight and like started to dress in a way that was appropriate to people who are attractive or whatever. And then she asked to take me to prom. She asked me, and I was like, I don't really want to go to that, because I knew I was gay at that point. I was just like, and then so come to find out that now, she's still gorgeous, but she's a lesbian now. So I'm gay, she's a lesbian, which kind of like helped to mitigate the painful feelings. So I'm like, she probably knew something about herself, and I did too. And I think guys were so drooling over her that I think that probably my very reluctant advance that was very polite was probably charming to her, which is why she kind of felt the need to make. And I think, it's so funny because like she was very smart. I remember this too. Like she was one of the kind of rare combinations of being really attractive and very smart. So, and I kind of suspected she had some kind of gnarly home life where like something was kind of fucked up there. And I think she knew something was different about me too. And so it's why she kind of felt safe sort of then being around me in high school. And we became really good friends during that time period. But yeah, so there is something to like that. And she was like super seen was my point. But not really. She really kind of skated the lines, like, cause she was this very like traditionally attractive natural blonde. And now she works in New York, like doing high fashion shit. So
That's fucking cool.
She made it. Yeah. Like, but yeah. Neononi says I tried to pick up a girl in middle school. It was last week though.
Nice.
Nice.
So how I was saying, like, I had my awakening around 6th grade. I was still dating girls in 7th grade, which was fucking awful. I hated it so fucking much.
Did you kiss them?
I kissed one. And the next week I broke up with her. Like days before Valentine's Day. It was so fucking awful. So I went to this shitty brand new middle school that they had just opened in fucking sunny Vero Beach, Florida. I don't live there anymore, thank God. But like, this place was what any middle schooler would dream of to go to middle school. It was like each building was like 3 stories, and there were 3 main buildings and a beautiful courtyard. And to get into it, you had to enter a roulette. And they would pick your name basically out of a fucking hat. They would select you out of a hat, and you got to go to that school. Because they had just opened it. They were like, we need students, but we only want so many. We can't take everybody right now. And if you're not zoned for this school, you have to do this fucking roulette wheel or whatever. You literally have to go in and fucking Price is Right, spin the wheel. That's not true. That's not actually what happened. But so at this school, I met this girl named Allie. I think her name was Allie. And I didn't really like her that much, but she was pretty and she liked me. And so eventually we just like started holding hands and like going out on dates and texting. And it was like around like New Year's or something that like she told me she liked me. And I was like, I guess I like you too. I think it was actually New Year's Eve. She was like, oh, I wish I had a New Year's kiss. And I'm like, haha, that's funny. We're 13. We're 12, actually. And she was like, I wish it was you. And I'm like,
poor thing.
I was like, oh, that sounds great. And so from that point on, we like dated for like a month and a half. And so our first kiss, we did it in a movie theater. And it was me, her, and like 4 of her best friends.
Was it like a peck, or was it like a proper makeout?
It was a peck. But it was me, her, and like 4 of her best friends. So I was sitting on the very right. She was next to me, and then her friends were all to her left.
God, that's so awkward.
It was fucking awful. And at one point during the movie, we were watching like a rom-com. I think it was like When in Rome. That one with like Gerard Butler in where they're in fucking like Rome and then Ireland or whatever the fuck. I don't know. They go all over the place. There was one point during the movie where the 2 actors kiss. It's like this big swelling romantic moment. And I'm like, oh fuck, here it comes. Like, I'm gonna have to kiss this dumb bitch.
Did she push into it, or did you?
She did.
Yeah.
So she was looking at me the whole time, like dead on looking at me. She was like side profile to the movie screen looking at me during that moment. And I like glance over, and she's like already leaning in. I'm like, okay. And so I kind of lean in, and then we just do like our lips just like sort of brush, and that's that. But when I'm doing that, I have my eyes wide open, of course. When I'm doing that, I see over her shoulder, and like all 4 of her friends are just looking at us, looking at me. I make eye contact with one of them. It was fucking awful. It was just the worst. And then after that was like February 10th or so. I think February 12th I broke up with her. 2 days before Valentine's Day. I was like, I can't do this. And I didn't give her a reason, because obviously I wasn't going to tell her I was
she
gay.
mad?
I don't know. I never talked to her again.
Yeah. In middle school, there were like a few like I don't think I really figured out what jacking off was and like fully like understanding what sexuality was until about 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
But there were people in 6th grade who had already figured it out. And so there was like a bunch of boys who I was friendly with who were desperate to like, we must set you up with a girl. So same deal. And the movie we went and saw with, I went and saw with this girl, we were alone, was this movie called Corky Romano, which you wouldn't know about. It was like this guy, Chris Kattan, he was a SNL alum.
He created the board game Settlers of Catan.
Exactly. Yes.
That dude, I know him.
Yes. Have you seen Night at the Roxbury?
Yes.
Yeah. So Chris Kattan was a little guy.
I haven't, but I know it.
Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan. So
yes.
That's who it is. So we went and saw that movie. I never kissed her or anything, and then like I feel so badly about this. I like talk shit about her at school because I just needed.
It was the thing to.
I had to get out. I had to get out of it. I had to get away, and I made her so upset at me. And it's so crazy because I didn't have sex with women until I was already out.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
that's really fucking crazy.
So like I never did it to like hide anything. Well, it was never like it was never me initiating it. It was like girls get drunk, they find you attractive, and they're like, I can turn it. And so it's like it's
they never can.
And then like I'm down for sport fucking, so I'm like, okay, like, you know, I'll do this. Or at that time anyway, I'm an older man now, but like, you know, when you're fucking 16, 17, it's like, all right. Especially because like the availability of openly gay men at that time was
zero. We were just talking about this the other day.
Well, this is before Grindr, Tinder, any of this shit. So the best luck I could possibly have was to hope that somebody on MySpace had put interested in to be either blank or men, but the ones who put men at that time period were so gay.
Yes, that's always it. Oh my god,
which is not what I'm attracted to.
That was my place to see that was Facebook. Yeah, it was always that. When anybody who had interested in men was fucking over the top, and anybody who had it blank was you don't know.
You don't know, and you're going to have to take a risk.
Yeah, you could risk getting fucking thrown into a dumpster with a black eye and a bloody nose.
Right.
So, dude, that was fucking awful. But another thing that I noticed back in those days was, like, even if you were not out on Facebook, gays at other high schools knew you were gay.
Crazy.
Back when I was in high school, it was like there were other gays who just like knew who I was because I was gay. Even though I had never spoken to them, never seen their face whatsoever, they just knew of me. I guess because word fucking gets around from gay to gay. But yeah, just unbelievable.
You're kind of lucky. I there just wasn't any of that. Like the 7-year difference between us, like so much progress happened.
A lot changed. Yeah.
And like, you know, just for some context, like I turned 18 in 2008, which is when Prop 8 in California, which banned gay marriage, passed. And so like, and Obama was still saying that he was against gay marriage and all this kind of stuff. So like, it just still wasn't really an acceptable thing, but it happened like that. I mean, it happened so fast. And I think like a lot of younger people, not you obviously, but like take it for granted, just like getting to live their adolescence in a way that is enjoyable in this department. And it was like a misery for me, like because it was, I mean, I'm taller than average, so I wasn't, and stronger, so it's like the kind of thing of like I wasn't concerned about anybody kicking my ass or anything, but the social repercussions of this were something that I wasn't really willing to deal with. Plus, getting sent to that Pray Away the Gay place for a year really sidelined everything.
Yeah. And that's not an experience that most people have these days. I feel like that gives you a lot of fucking perspective.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing too, is like you tell people about that experience and they understand it, but they only understand it through the lens of Hollywood and how they portrayed it, which is really fucking lame and incorrect. Because it like the thing is, they like, I think, and I get it, I think like from a Hollywood perspective, they have to portray it to be more openly and outwardly evil than it actually was. It was much more insidious and hidden, the kind of evil of these places. And like one of the big like focuses of these kinds of places were because I don't know if this is true of all of them, but the one that I was at was like kind of it was a reform school, plus that was an element introduced into it. And so they had this diagnosis of a thing called ODD, which is like oppositional defiance disorder. And it's really just something they give to teenagers who are teenagers. It's really a bullshit diagnosis. In fact, I think it's like one of the failures of.
Is it a real diagnosis?
It is still,
jeez.
but it's really opaque and really dismisses kind of the teenage experience in a lot of ways. But I don't know what my point was, but yeah, like being gay in high school was a hellscape experience.
For me, that was middle school. I mean, like, it was...
Middle school sucks for everybody.
Exactly, but it was fucking hellish.
Yeah. Because you're, like, so fucking horny, and you get these, like,
Yeah.
fucking 12-year-old boners. You know what the fuck to do with them.
Dude, and we were just talking about that, too. I would carry around a binder through the halls. And, I mean, like, it's a fucking problem. When you've got a dick that's hard in middle school, you don't want anyone to see it. And especially one that's like, I don't know, just fucking straight out. The shape of my erection is just straightforward. You know, some people have like a different, you know, a different
a bit of a curve.
Yeah, the fucking parabola of their penis is
The second
different.
time you used parabola in the last 2 episodes.
And you could sort of just like put it over your leg or what. I can't do that. And also like having to like, when you're in 5th grade, having to like tuck it up into your gym shorts, like that was fucking awful. Those days fucking sucked. So I would carry around a binder and walk with it in front of my body instead of to the side.
That's smart.
Yeah, but it was obvious.
Well, yeah.
Looking back, everybody knew I was concealing a boner that I got in English class.
But then all the boys had boners. Just these.
True, but nobody wants to talk about it, and so it's not normalized, and so you'll get made fun of because everybody else is insecure about their own boners, so they can fucking point at somebody else. It's awful, so awful. Those were the worst days.
Did you have to change and shower for gym?
We had to change, but not shower. We didn't have to shower. When 8th
So nobody
grade,
did,
nobody
right?
did.
Yeah.
When 8th grade rolled around, there was one day in the entire semester where one dude who was like the leader of the pack was like, you know what? I'm going to shower today. And so everybody was like, yeah, me too. I'm going to fucking shower too. And of course I did it. I was like, yeah, I have to because I want to be, I don't know, cool and not smelly or whatever. And I did, and it was awful. It was disgusting. The showers were gross. I was scared somebody was going to pull down my curtain, steal my towel.
Well, you had curtains.
Yeah, curtains.
We literally, the ones in my middle school were prison showers. They were like
No
they were a
fucking way.
pole with spouts on each side.
And you had to like all look at each other.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
That's awful, dude. That's fucking disgusting. No child should have to shower at school. Oh my fucking god. Disgusting.
Yeah, I mean,
They should be private showers with like towel racks. You can lock the door.
Sure.
If you have to shower at school for gym class, make it that way.
Right.
That's it. What happened?
I got water all over myself. I'm pretty deep in the whiskey.
Nice.
I don't know. I had a story I wanted to cover about that coronavirus doctor in the murder-suicide thing, which is like a hard turn, but...
Can I say one more thing about middle school?
Of course.
In 8th grade, there was a puddle of cum next to one of the lockers.
No fucking
Yes
way.
way. Next to one of the lockers, and all the boys were taking turns smelling it.
What the fuck? Smelling it? Why?
Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Did you smell it?
No, of course fucking not. But looking back, obviously it was cum. It was a glob of cum, but I had no fucking
Did
idea.
they not know
that's
that it
looked
was?
like.
Or what?
Maybe it was 6th grade. It might have been 6th grade because it was obviously a glob of cum next to one of the lockers. It was in like a perfect little puddle too. Like a oblong. Yeah, it was disgusting. But people were just like, what is that? And so they started to smell it. They got in a line to fucking take a whiff of whatever it was and be like, I have no fucking clue what that is.
Jesus fuck.
Isn't that disgusting?
It's horrible.
But that's what you get when you put teenage boys into a disgusting, grody ass locker room.
Dude, yeah, because like at that Pray Away the Gay place, they segregated the genders, and like, dude, boys are disgusting.
No kidding. I mean, women are too.
Yeah,
But in different
ways. Yeah,
Different ways.
it was actually interesting because the boy dorms were horrible. So it was like you had 8 people per room, and you were like packed in like sardines, and we had like 6 toilets for 50 kids, and then 3 working showers. So like I would get up at like 5 a.m. to actually take one.
Yeah.
But the girls had it great. So they had 2 beds, a bathroom they'd share with other 2 beds. So their dorm was amazing. But like the girls that I was friendly with, they would say like, dude, it's so the girls, because they were all like, so many of those people were mentally ill. Like that's the crazy part about it was, and I've told you this before, but like looking back in hindsight at this place, you can look it up. It's called Hidden Lake Academy. It has its own Wikipedia page because it got shut down and had a bunch of lawsuits. But the girls were so mentally ill that like just the horrific shit that they would do in there, and like also too like so much of the staff was molesting them and horrible shit. This place was just awful.
Yeah.
That's like a whole episode or my life story or something.
Eventually, we should probably do one.
Maybe. I don't.
We do a Draw My Life.
I don't know. Yeah,
Did you ever see those?
I don't know how I want to talk about that thing. I've wondered that for many years. I don't really know. Ninani says, my school had similar showers, but nobody ever showered voluntarily. But we had an old gym coach. It's always these fucking creeps.
They're disgusting.
Who'd start showering before class. Ew. So the kids would come in the locker room and see him naked. I don't know if I said it on the podcast,
so gross.
But every fucking gym teacher is a fucking problem.
Last episode you did.
Yeah, dude. It's
They're gross, dude.
There's something about that choice that is just like a problem. Okay, we should probably cover this article and then we'll end it. It's short.
All right.
It's just weird. I don't really know what to think of it.
Yeah. Professor researching COVID-19 was killed in an apparent murder-suicide, officials say. A University of Pittsburgh professor on the verge of making very significant findings researching COVID-19, according to the university, was shot and killed in an apparent murder-suicide over the weekend, police said. The research assistant professor, identified as Bing Liu, was found in his townhouse Saturday with gunshot wounds to the head, neck, torso, and extremities, according to the Ross Police Department. Investigators believe an unidentified second man who was found dead in his car shot and killed Liu in his home before returning to his car and taking his own life. Police believe the men knew each other, but say there is zero indication that there was targeting due to Liu being Chinese, according to Detective Sergeant Brian Colehep. The university issued a statement saying it is deeply saddened by the tragic death of Bing Liu, a prolific researcher and admired colleague at Pitt. The university extends our deepest sympathies to Liu's family, friends, and colleagues during this difficult time. Bing was on the verge of making very significant findings towards understanding the cellular mechanisms that underlie SARS-CoV-2 infection and the cellular basis of the following complications, his colleagues at the Department of Computational and Systems Biology said in a statement. Members of the university's School of Medicine described their former colleague as an outstanding researcher and mentor and have pledged to complete Liu's research in an effort to pay homage to his scientific excellence.
Weird, right?
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's like almost as if it's like some kind of Chinese agent or something that like wanted to stop him from making advances. But there's like not really much more to the story yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see, because that's fucking awful.
All right, you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, this one.
Let's fucking bounce.
We need a lighter one.
Let's bounce the fuck out of here.
All right, adios, everybody.
Goodbye.
Oh, wait, you're going to do an Animal Crossing stream.
On Monday.
Monday,
on Monday, I'm going to show off some of my island. So, yeah, tune in on that day. Dab, if you're here still, tune in. I know you would like that.
Yeah. I'm sure she'll see it.
Yeah. Love you guys.
Adios.
This is all wrong.
That's no good.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams.
That's no good.
How dare you?
The fruit basket.